Hey everyone, Andrus here. Well, it's time for another channel update, and I know it's been nearly 2 weeks since I last uploaded anything, which would have been the Doctor Who Reviews premiere episode, which you can check out right over there in the card. And, I figured, I want to go ahead and talk with you guys a little bit. I had nothing really planned for the next little bit. Things have been kind of hectic, It's shifting seasons, which is not good for me because, as you might be able to tell by the sound of my voice, I'm a slight bit sick. I've been fighting a cold the last few days, at least. There's also just been, stuff with, school and everything I've had to deal with. So I haven't had time to really sit down and focus on, videos for the last little bit. And I feel bad for that, but I'm gonna try to do a little bit better. And I figured, here's a way I can do that. Channel update. And there's a reason for it, I promise. Not just, I'm throwing out a video and this is just the easiest way to do one. That's just part of it. I wanted to discuss an issue, first of all, with a series that's been ongoing for a while, which is my Wolf Among Us playthrough. So, some people that have been watching the series know this, my close friends, because I tend to keep them updated on when I'm recording new episodes for certain things, certain series, and I have a few of them that have been watching the series since the first episode. And while it's not a very popular series, it's something I was enjoying because it's a game I was enjoying. And a short while back, I recorded a few episodes, and I tried to record a few episodes in bulk, so a little behind the scenes for you guys. I was doing 2 or 3 episodes back to back with each other, just kind of splitting them up, the footage into 3 sections for videos. So I'd do an intro and an outro, and then I'd do an intro and outro, and so on and so forth. And the last batch of recording, which was it's been a few weeks now at least, probably longer. To be honest, I don't remember. Maybe a month. This has been a while since I've actually edited any new episodes for that, and there's a reason for that. When I was doing the recording for The Wolf Among Us 3 episodes I was working on, ran into a slight issue with my headset that I used. I couldn't hear anything, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, so I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and I got the sound through. It was just something like the connector was dirty or something, I don't really know. But it fixed the problem, so I went about doing my recording. Well over an hour later, about an hour and a half after I'd recorded, 3 episodes worth of footage, I went to, start, get the basic edit together to separate the episodes to make it easier when I go in and actually start individually editing. And I came across something very not good. It turns out when I unplugged my headset and plugged it back in, it actually caused some issues with my recordings. My Audacity recording completely stopped. I was trying to do an Audacity recording as a backup in case the audio on the actual webcam stuff that I do for me doesn't record right, because I've had problems with it before. So I have no Audacity backup footage, so that was an issue. And then there was the fact that my webcam had completely stopped recording after only a few minutes. Because when I unplugged that, it stopped the webcam too. So there was no footage of me doing any talking or anything, and there was no audio of me doing any talking, so that was all gone. And that aggravated me. And at first I was like, you know what? That's fine. I can just do the episodes as is, and I can record voiceover or something like that, maybe, or, just let them play as is. Just play out, and people can watch my choices as they unfold. That'd be fine. And I decided to go with that. So I went to upload the footage into my editor of all the game footage I recorded on OBS. And I noticed something. That while I had footage of the game, the audio for the game had stopped after only a few minutes into the recording. So over an hour and a half of footage, and only about 2 minutes or so of audio that included all game audio. So when I unplugged and plugged back in the headset, it screwed up the recording through OBS. No sound whatsoever, just video. Sorry. So I have over an hour and a half of footage of Wolf Among Us that would have covered the end of episode 2 and all of episode 3 of the game. And there's no audio at all for the game. For any character, music, nothing. It would just be like watching a silent movie and reading the text. That's the only way I could do it. Or the way I could describe it anyway. And I panicked. I was upset with myself. I have not been back to the game. And I've not touched the footage. I didn't delete it, I still have it, because I've been arguing with myself how I want to go forward from here. There's a couple of ideas bouncing around, and they're not the best options, but it's the only way I could really salvage what I have. And I know some people are probably sitting there thinking, why don't I just go back, replay the end of, episode 2 where I left off in the last episode that's posted on the site or on the channel, and just go from there and redo it, and then do all of episode 3 again. And I don't want to do that, because the point of the Let's Play is that you're getting my honest initial reactions to everything that's going on. To go back and redo it would mean I know what's going to happen, I know what choices I'm going to make, and there's no surprise. And if I'm not surprised, and I'm not excited or anything like that, I don't expect you to be either. And that's not right to you when I'm supposed to be giving you honest reactions, to kind of give you dishonest, preempted reactions at that point. So going back and re-recording it all again would be, I feel, dishonest for what the spirit of the series is supposed to be. And it's just a lot of bullshit I don't want to go through again. So I'm going to try to take the footage here over the next few weeks. I'm going to look at it, at least over the next week or so. I'm going to look at it, try to figure out what I can do. What I might do is condense it down into an abridged episode. So it'd be the end of episode 2 and all of episode 3 from the game condensed into one episode of Andrus Plays, for the Wolf Among Us playlist. So you would get to see all the stuff I did, and I would probably voice over a little bit to explain what's going on, and go from there. Though part of me is thinking actually going for a full-on abridged thing where I do voices of the characters, kind of in a Team 4-star manner. Though I don't know if I will go that route, but I gotta figure out something to do with that footage, and I don't like leaving you guys hanging, and I really don't want another Let's Play series that I just, hang up on and stop because, it's not popular, which I've done with several Let's Play series. I've not really completed any of the series I started outside of the Doctor Who one. I stopped the Civilization 5 one, I stopped the Sherlock Holmes one, though I was getting close with that. I still actually have the last episode I recorded that I never put on the channel. And then, I can't think of, there was another one I did and I stopped it. I haven't finished Necropara at all. I haven't gone back to that since the last time I recorded, which was already uploaded to you guys. I think so anyway. There might have been more, I really don't remember. But I haven't gone back to that. And I want to get this one finished. But this was just such a big setback that it just deterred me from going any farther. I had no interest for a bit because it was just such a kick in the teeth to me to have something like that happen. Something so stupid in a name. And I've been kicking myself over it for a while now. But I'm going to try to figure out something to get that out this month so I can get the series back on track. So if you're interested in keeping up on that information, you can always follow me on Twitter. I'll be putting the Twitter handle up, here later. But if you're not already on my Twitter, you can find it in my channel information section here, or you can wait till the end of the video, or down in the description. You can always check out there. But I can try to keep something informed if you're curious about all that, feel free to chat with me about it. But I'll try to get the next episode of The Wolf Among Us out, so I get this technical issue out of the way and move forward with the series, because I do want to finish it. I was enjoying the game, and I don't want this to completely deter me from finishing it. Now, next up, well, it has to do with the season. It's October, which is Halloween time once again, and as is kind of tradition on this channel, it's going to be time for Creepypastas. Yeah, if you don't know this, when I first started my channel, it was exclusively to do Creepypasta narrations. You can actually find a whole playlist of my Creepypasta readings right over here in the card, where, I've done not only a few readings from other people's work from online that I knew and had permission to use. I also have done original ones. In fact, they're what I call channel exclusive. They're not written on the internet somewhere. You can't just go read them. They are only on my channel because they are original works. And I'm, going to go that route again. So I do want to do another Creepypasta, at least one this month. I might try to do a couple more. I've got one that I've been bouncing around in my mind for at least a month or two, just an idea, because I knew this was going to be coming up in October again. And I've tried for the last few years the last couple years anyway, to do at least one Creepypasta in October. The last one that I did last year was the Love Equation, which was what I enjoyed. It may have been one of my best, but it was one I had fun with. But with my voice being the way it is right now, I can't really record any voiceover. It would kind of sound a bit off. But I have one I need to actually write it out. I have the idea, the basic concept, and the outline idea that I want to go with. It's just getting the details fine-tuned. I may try to throw together another one. I do think I have at least one old Creepypasta that I did put online, but the site I had written on no longer exists, so it no longer exists online. So I might try to put that one into a recording as well. So I already have one that's written, that's a little old, for a few years old at least, that I never recorded for the channel, that I can do, and then there's no one I'm going to try to write. So there's a possible 2 Creepypastas I might try to record and put up on the channel. And if you know me, that means I'm going to try to put some interesting visuals while the story is going. So there's something to look forward to there. So if you're interested in some scary stories and creepypastas, and it's that time of year for the spoopiness, stay tuned for that. I'm gonna try to get something going. Hopefully I can beat this cold. I've went out and got some medications today to help with that. So hopefully we'll get this cold beat really quick, so I can get into doing recordings for you guys. So fingers crossed. So another thing I want to talk about is Andrus Reviews. The last episode was a few months back in July, and that was Star Trek Beyond. And I just have not had the chance to go to the movies the last little while. Between birthdays that I've had to deal with, and my son's birthday, and then, even prior to that, I had my daughter's birthday, so money was tight then. And it's getting Christmas time, so Christmas shopping's starting up. I just have not had the time to focus on going to the movies, because I've been trying to get, money back to a stable place to where I can, get ready to start doing some Christmas shopping. And, I've been trying to do a few other things for myself. I just have not had the time. And that's not a good excuse for me anyway. So I had a thought, and I think this is the route I'm going to go. And that is, I'm going to expand Andrus Reviews a little bit. I am not going to limit it to just movies I see in the theater. I do plan on still doing those, though I'm still arguing if I'm going to keep doing the split video where it's non-spoiler and spoiler, because to be fair, the spoiler ones tend to do better. They tend to get more views. Now, while the Star Trek videos, I did 2 of those, spoiler, non-spoiler, didn't really go that well in the viewer count. I think Star Trek spoiler is at 9 views, and the non-spoiler one was 3 views, so people weren't interested in the Star Trek one, but I enjoyed the movie. So, spoiler for you, I enjoyed it. But the Ghostbuster one I did, with my friend Samantha. The non-spoiler episode did 44 views, which was pretty decent for me personally. But the spoiler video did over 400 views, and it's still climbing today. I go back every week, and it's gotten a few more views. It broke 400. It is my most viewed video to date. And thank you if you've watched it, and if you're watching this now, thank you. For me personally, to you, thank you for taking the time, and I want to relay a thank you from Sammy. She enjoyed doing it. She's been wanting to do more with me on that, so she's enjoyed the feedback from her appearance, and so thank you from both of us on that, and watching the video if you have. And if you hadn't, go watch it. Might as well. But I enjoyed doing that because it was a chance for me to vent and talk about things that came to that movie. So the thing is, those tend not to always get the best views, but they still tend to get some views. But if I'm not going to movies, well, it's a series. So what I'm thinking about doing with this is, number one, I might go back to the original format of just one video doing spoiler, non-spoiler stuff. Though I think it might just mainly focus on spoilers and not so much the non-spoiler stuff. I mean, I'll do a basic overview and general thoughts. I think I do the massive part of it, which would be a spoiler section. So that's probably what I'll end up doing just to save me time. That's one thing. The other thing is Andrus Reviews. I'm going to try to probably expand beyond, like I said, just movies that are in the theater, but to movies that I've not seen that may have been out for a while. So something like The Thing, for instance. I have never seen The Thing, the original John Carpenter movie, The Thing. And, well, I say original, it's technically a remake of an old movie, The Thing from Outer Space, but semantics, film history, I know a little bit about. But I actually own the movie that I still have not watched. I bought it last Halloween, actually, I think, and it was really cheap. I got it for like $5. So I have The Thing. It's been sitting in my video case for about a year, and I've not touched it. And it's things like that that made me wonder, why don't I just expand it to, movies I've never seen, or movies I have seen that I just want to talk about. So Andrus Reviews from here on out is going to be a broader series. It's going to be just about movies, mainly. So, yeah, look forward to reviews of things that have been out for years or decades, because, surprise, surprise, there's a lot of movies that are really popular and really famous that I've not seen. Ever. The Thing, The Big Lebowski, any of the Hammer, Dracula movies, Casablanca, the list goes on. There's a lot of movies I just never got around to seeing, never wanted to see, so stuff like that. So I might go into doing that. Plus, it'll give me a chance to talk about movies that I love to death, that I have watched so many times over the years, and I think that'll be a good thing for my channel to do, to expand a little bit more, because the point of the channel is to talk about all things nerdy and all things that I enjoy. And it feels wrong to try to limit it to just these small moments in theater history where I just go see a movie and talk about then, and then that's it. And people aren't interested anymore, because people aren't interested in reviews from right after you see a movie, except around the time the movie is coming out. And so they care about the spoilers maybe, and that's about it. But people do care about movies that are a little older if you're going to do a full review as well. So I'm going to try that. I'm also trying a TV series as well for Andrus Reviews. So that'll be good. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is Doctor Who Reviews. Now, at the beginning of the video, I talked about Doctor Who Reviews a little bit, but I know it's been a couple weeks almost since I started the series, but I want to hear from you on topics you might want to have me talk about. So I'm going to try to take some suggestions from you guys, the audience. Now, there is a limit to what I'm going to be able to do. If you want me to review an episode, okay. If I don't own the episode, it's going to be kind of hard, because that's going to lead to some legal issues with the BBC, because they're bad about that. I don't want to completely rip episodes just to get clips, and that's not right. To a certain extent, for me to do that, in my own opinion, I would rather talk about things that I own, and that would be easier for me because at least I own it, I can watch it. It makes it, a little bit less of a gray area for me. But there's always the aspect of discussing characters or discussing concepts from the show, things like that. So if you're interested in giving me some suggestions on topics you want me to talk about in a future episode of Dr. Reviews, you can leave a comment down below in the comment section under the hashtag. You just put like a hashtag with it that says DWR topics, and you can also use that same hashtag again, DWR topics, on my Twitter, and tweet at me, and I'll take them into consideration. Not everything's going to be answered as a yes or no. I might leave them in a maybe pile, but if I can get some ideas, I can start trying to write out, because I'm going to try to make the Dr. Reviews scripted as much as possible, rather than just off the cuff stuff like I tend to do here, where I ramble on forever. If I can get a little more concise, it makes it easier. Because trust me, that first episode would have been way longer if I had gone unscripted. I scripted that out and I re-edited it, did a lot of stuff with it, but it would have been longer than 25 minutes if I hadn't scripted it. So I'm going to try to script it each episode that I do when I talk about something. But yeah, go ahead and leave suggestions, use the hashtag here in the comment section or over on my Twitter, and I'll do my best to get to them in due time, because remember, there is no release schedule for that series. It's whenever I can, whenever I have a topic. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing more of that, I know how to go about letting me know. I'm willing to take suggestions, I'm willing to look at them. Doesn't mean I'll do them, but it might help stimulate some ideas for me to bring them forward in some way. So yeah, that's really all I've got for this update video. I'm sorry it's been taking me a little time to get stuff out to you. Like I said, things have been hectic, technical issues, health, kids, everything. You know the drill. It's not changed. So at least you have some idea of what's going to be coming up this month and for the near future. So always something to look forward to there. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate all of you that take the time to watch my videos, to leave comments, to thumbs up or thumbs down. At least you're giving an opinion. I'm happy just to have the interaction and know people watching it, even if you disagree with me. I'm fine with that. So, keep up that work. I'll try to keep getting stuff out for you guys. So don't forget to, like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. And I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as I can with more content. So, yeah. As always, my name's Andrus, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.